Hi, welcome to vlog number 3 for my CAFOD challenge. My challenge this week, and I do feel really challenged by God for this one, is what I'm going to replace my bad language with. So I would say I've given up swearing 95% of the time, which is pretty great. I'm pleased with that. I'm also even positive about the fact that I've not got to 100% yet, because I believe that this is a process, and I think the process and the journey is hopefully taking root inside me. And, to begin with, it was probably, maybe I gave it up 75% of the time, and now I've got to 95% of the time. And I'm just hoping that the roots of this challenge are really are just really going down deep in me. And that, if it had been a quick fix solution and I'd managed this in a couple of days, then it just might not have lasted. And I really want this challenge to last. I really want to have changed, and for it to then be something that continues past the 40 days. So yes, how can I be saying things instead of saying bad things? How can I be using my time and energy to actually say things that are blessings, saying things that are helpful? And at church yesterday, our vicar said something which was a real challenge and a real encouragement at the same time. He has just been to Kenya and with a charity called Compassion, and when he was there, he met a lady, and when she introduced herself, she said, "Hi, I'm Sandra, and above all else, I love Jesus." And it was just like, wow, how often do we say that? And I mean, I don't mean to go off on a tangent and start talking about, just proclaiming our faith, but I just really thought, if you can involve Jesus in your words, from the very beginning of a conversation, how much more blessed will that conversation be? Because you're starting off your conversation by saying, Jesus is the most important thing, and that's where my heart lies, and I want more, and then your words hopefully will follow that. So I've really been thinking on that, and it's a hard one because, I think most of us would be embarrassed to say that, truthfully, when first meeting somebody you didn't know, somebody you did know, somebody you knew really well, and then next time you saw them, you were like, "Hi, yeah, above all else, I love Jesus." It's a bold thing to say, so that's a challenge for me, thinking about that, and wanting God to be in my words when I meet people. And then the other thing that happened was we've had a snow week off school, and by the end of the week I was maybe a bit grumpy. And so on Saturday morning, Rob and I had a bit of an argument, and if I'm honest, it's because I wasn't getting my own way, and he just wasn't doing things the way I wanted him to do them. So I just wasn't particularly nice about it. And later in the morning, I felt really guilty. I really kind of considered the fact that I'd not been very nice, and that wasn't okay. So we were just walking down the street, and this Bible verse came to mind. So I'm going to share it with you. It's one of the ones that I've written down in my book, and it isn't even this week's one, but it just came to me. It's from Ephesians 4, and it says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." And I was just so challenged by that popping into my head. I just spent the morning criticising him, and I'd not done anything. I'd not done anything in that passage. So I just suddenly said to him, kind of out of the blue, "I'm really sorry that I've not done anything to build you up this morning." And I kid you not, he looked at me like I was mocking him. He was so taken aback. What does that say about, how I treat him? That he's surprised when I acknowledge that I've not done that. But also, I guess the language in that is quite unusual, to actually consider building somebody up in your day-to-day speaking. And so I had to say, "No, I'm being serious. I'm sorry. I've not done that, and I'm trying to be really thoughtful about this and consider what I'm saying, and I'm sorry." And that verse has really stayed with me. That what we are saying should be helpful for other people, should be building other people up, but not just building people up. It says according to their needs. So we should be building people up according to their individual needs. So what you're saying to each individual person has to be different in its helpfulness. It's a really big task. But, quite an exciting one, just because there's so much to think about. There's so much to pray about there. There's so much more stuff in the Bible to read about there, to try and get guidance from. So yeah, this week, what can I do that is going to build other people up and help other people? I have no idea what I'm going to tell you next week when I do this again, whether I've managed it or not. We shall see. But before I go, I would just like to say, hi, I'm Amy. And above all else, I love Jesus.